before me wasn't feminine. I was a short-haired tomboy who grew into a swaggering teen, regularly escorted out of women's rooms by mall security. My younger siblings called me their big brother, but underneath my practiced cool, I was still raised to fear men. This was the sort of place I would need to be watchful, to be careful to whom I spoke and what I said. Rumble in the jungle, but mostly by what struck me as a troubling metaphor for my own experience of manhood. Two men stripped and slowly ground down to their essences in front of a bloodthirsty crowd. I'd seen his photos on social media from his fight 2 years before and knew he was on the board for Haymakers for Hope, a charity that raised money for cancer research by arranging glitzy bouts between brokers and venture capitalists with no boxing experience. He was the only reason I had a good shot of getting on the fight card at such short notice, just 5 months before the event. I was still surprised that my bosses at the online journal had invested in the reporting and that anybody would let a total novice fight in Madison Square Garden with just a few months training. Well, Jesus. I leaned against a wall. Something had to change. Why do men fight? I began to see the question as a starting point for what I initially thought of as a very personal experiment. If I shone a light on the shadowy truths about how I'd come by my own notions of what makes a man, could I change the story of what being a man means? Which is how I found myself, less than 2 months later, boiling a mouthguard in my kitchen, priming it for my bite. The brutal intimacies of boxing, between coaches and fighters, and even between opponents, are part of our cultural narrative. Transitioned. The ease with which my ideas were often executed, and the ways my expertise was assumed before I'd proven it.